Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Riff podcast. For those of you watching on video, I have
Oh,
to remember to start saying that.
yeah, I know.
Um,
I always try to
this
remember saying that.
this is Helly, the hamster, one of my hamsters who's named after Britt Lauer's character. Britt or Brie?
Britt Lauer.
Britt Lauer from Severance. Helly, Helena Egan. Welcome to the Real Riff podcast. My name is Bill
My
Markey,
name's Thomas Angelo.
and Helly is not going to be joining us the whole time. She's
Yeah,
going to go into
go
her
fuck yourself, Ellie.
Jesus. She's going into her playpen. So for those of you on audio, they're like, what the hell's going on? But we are talking, for those again watching, we've got our Chicago
We do got it
International
on.
Film Festival t-shirts on. Looks like you just got a pump at the gym because you did.
I did, yeah.
And it looks like I've eaten too much sodium because I have. So here we are to go over what I landed in Chicago October 15th. Spent what, 5 days out there? Right?
Yeah, it was the 15th to the
Yeah.
20th. That was what it was.
Yep. So we're going to go over all things like our experience at this awesome, at the 61st, I believe, right? Isn't it 61?
Yeah.
Yeah, that number's in my head right now. Not that I did
We
my
got a
homework, of
genre for
course.
you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that, whatever. But yeah, just talk about the experience, the movies we saw, even just the whole thing. Like we even saw some non-film festival movies
That
that were part of those
I want to
five
talk.
days.
Let's talk about those movies in this pod because we're not going to be able to get to like Good Fortune and After the Hunt separately. You know,
Oh yeah,
we
no,
have too
yeah,
much to cover. So we
we
already
do.
covered the Black Phone, which we saw during our film festival experience. So if you want to know
Yeah.
what we thought of the Black Phone too, go watch our episode on that. That's already up. Yeah.
So overall, how do you want to do this? You want to just talk about it as a
Well,
whole, or just cover our favorite movies, or
I guess we could talk about the experience of it first because I went to the last Chicago Film Festival. I spent most of my time in Chicago because I go to school out here. So this was your first time in Chicago. What was your expectations going in versus like how you experienced it?
as a city?
Yeah.
Uh, I grew up in New York originally, in
Hmm.
Queens, and I moved to Jersey in 2003 when I was 13. And yeah, I never really preferred Manhattan traffic until I drove through Chicago. Um, so getting that rental car and being in the traffic, because about every, I don't know, if you cough twice while driving, you're either going to be at a red light or a stop sign.
Yeah.
So, I mean, beautiful city. It lives
It's
up
so
to,
beautiful.
it's clean.
Way cleaner than New York City.
And I learned why. Did you know why? Like a
Oh, because they
client
keep all the
educated
trash in the alleys. Yeah.
in the alleys because of after the Chicago fires.
Hmm.
I do agree with you. You told me in advance, Chicago deep dish is overrated. New York and New Jersey pizza beat the shit out of it. So
That's like the thing. I'm excited to like have some of my friends from Chicago come to New Jersey and try the pizza there.
real
I think
pizza.
it's gonna blow their socks off because if you think about
Yeah.
it, it's just because we were spoiled by the New York, New Jersey
Yep.
pizza, and then we came to Chicago. You know?
Real pizza. People from Chicago can fight me on that. So,
Yeah.
but my favorite experience besides the film festival was going to Mr. Beef,
Mm-hmm.
where they
It's
filmed a
so
lot
good.
of season one of The Bear, and being to see Chi Chi from The Bear, who's like the real life owner, to just sit there on the big bench in that back room where I was like, okay, this is where they shot the family dinner
Nah, I
scene.
know you were fangirling.
Oh, big time, taking pictures nonstop. I had the bear sandwich, which is a hot and sweet Italian
It's
beef.
it's so good. I haven't had it since last spring, but dude, it is
You're
so good.
due.
It is so
French
good.
fries, a diet Pepsi, and a homemade cannoli, and it was just
Oh, I haven't had their cannolis. Was it good?
incredible.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So yeah,
I
but
love their fries.
it was, yeah, that lived up to it. That just, like, I remember eating that, and just that was one of those meals where I just took a deep breath. I was like, this is so good.
I also feel like it's one of those meals where it's like the only thing you could eat in a day. It's so filling.
Yeah, I think I still had a large popcorn later that day at the movies.
You did. Bro,
But still, yeah.
we were destroying large popcorns.
We
Like left and right, we were destroying them.
And here in Jersey, when you come home from school and we go to movies, like I've never even seen you eat. I've seen popcorn once. I've seen you have popcorn.
Yeah.
There was like one film where, and I have the AMC pass where you can just keep refilling it. We were like sharing a popcorn, and I remember sat there and I was like looking at it, and I was like, this motherfucker is just going to town on this. And then during the movie, I got up, first time ever doing this, and took advantage of the free refills. Like I just
What
came
movie
in and
was
I
that? What
put it.
movie was that during? It was after the hunt. It was after the hunt,
No,
right?
no, this was a movie. It was a film festival movie, and we were like up close. After I remember sitting like within the first like six rows. Um, oh,
Oh, it was Secret Agent. It was Secret
Secret
Agent. It
Agent.
was Secret Agent. Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah,
I thought after the hunt.
yeah, you were just slaughtering it. I was like,
Dude, it was so
motherfucker.
good. And you were pouring the fucking cookie dough in there and like,
The cookie dough bites. That's the
oh
move.
man,
This weekend, I'm totally, even though I have a couple shows coming up and I should be trying to be better, I'm going to see the popcorn movie of all popcorn movies, Predator Badlands.
yeah. Oh, I'm
And like,
definitely getting a popcorn for
yeah,
that.
that's a movie where like if you're not getting a popcorn,
No,
even if
no.
you're allergic, which I don't even know if that exists, you're a piece of shit. So like, I don't care if you have
You're allergic? Go
diabetes.
fuck yourself.
Yeah, if you have diabetes, you still should enjoy Predator Badlands. Let them take your fucking leg off. Um, but yeah, great experience. How was this for you compared to the last one?
So this was a completely different experience for me because the last film festival, I bought like separate tickets to only two screenings. So I saw The Brutalist, and
Mm.
Brady Corbett, the director, was there, and I saw Here, the Robert Zemeckis film, which he also was there. So I got to see Robert Zemeckis, which was really cool.
Oh,
And
cool.
that's interesting because you just saw Back to the Future.
Yes. Yeah,
So
for the
it was
first
it
time
was
since I'm
really
like a
cool
kid.
to see him. I love The Brutalist. The Brutalist is probably my favorite film of last year. I think so. I don't know. I
Ooh,
might be forgetting one. Nora's up there. A couple are up there,
yeah.
but
Big statement.
it's very much just like my type of movie. It's a good old
Yeah.
classic epic. But let's see. I my thoughts about the films are there was from what we saw, at least in terms of the film festival movies, there was like two movies that I thought were like absolutely amazing, and everything else I thought was mediocre to like pretty bad.
I think I know what your movies are, but keep going.
Yeah, and I'll get into it as we go,
Yeah.
but it was a great experience. I mean, obviously having you come up here and being able to show you like Chicago and like everything, my surrounding area, that was really fun, and watching you like get really pissed off watching like really weird movies was hilarious.
Wait, where did I get pissed off?
Dry Leaf.
Oh, God, dude.
We'll get separately into Dry Leaf, but
Jesus
personally, it was a great
Christ.
experience.
I forgot that
The
movie.
deep dish pizza that we got, it was Lou Malnati's, which is a chain, I think, in the Midwest, and yeah, it's not great. And I
Well,
think
it wasn't good.
I was trying to be like healthy, and I got like grilled chicken and like whatever spinach, and it was so gross,
Spinach.
so gross.
Oh, it wasn't good? Oh. Yeah, yeah, I didn't really like it.
Yeah,
I didn't like
it
that.
was
Yeah.
pretty rough.
Yeah.
No, there was that part where we like found the little outdoor area. We were chilling around a fountain.
Love that.
That was so
You know,
nice. And
oh,
then you
nice
you thought you
coffee.
locked the car. You thought you left the keys in the car.
I did.
Yeah.
And it just didn't, in my rental car, it just didn't lock, thank God.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember that was a nervous, but that was nice. That was like probably my favorite part. It was just, we were sitting outside in that park,
Just talking. Yeah.
a nice coffee stand. Yeah, it was so nice. Yeah, nice weather too. Um, so night one, we saw
We actually went to
one
we went to the opening event, opening night. So we
one
had
golden summer.
one golden summer. So we had to sit through all of the thank yous, like the
Fuck,
welcoming
dude.
event, which you know is actually is the standard for film festival. Here, when I went last year, the movie Here, the Robert Zemeckis film, that was the closing film, and it was exactly the same thing. They're just thanking everybody again, and there's a whole process leading up to the beginning of the film. But so one golden summer, I actually kind of dug. It was it was the only documentary we saw, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
I did see a film. I'm sorry, we'll talk about it. It was borderline documentary,
mhm.
but well, not really. But we'll get into it because you didn't see that one movie, and it's a movie that I cannot wait to talk about that had documentary feels to it. But sorry, so I kind of count it.
Yeah.
But yeah, One Golden Summer was strictly documentary.
Yeah. So just to give like a little synopsis of the film, it was directed by Kevin Shaw, who is a documentary director who hails from Chicago.
Mm.
And so this is the synopsis. In 2014, Chicago's Jackie Robinson West Little League became the first all-black team to win the Little League U.S. Baseball Championship. Along the way, 13 12-year-old athletes from the South Side turned into media superstars. Their faces were splashed across magazine covers and major TV networks. They were even invited to the White House. But it all came crashing down after a rival coach accused the team of breaking residential boundary rules.
That was it.
Yep.
Um,
So this was like very interesting because I feel like if you're from Chicago, you may know this story, but it also feels like one of those like hidden gems of just like insane. Like it was insane. Like the fact that like they didn't reinstate this team's win because of these residential boundary issues, which they weren't even like fully aware of, if I'm correct.
yeah, they didn't do their like due diligence apparently, and it doesn't even matter. The fact that
Yeah,
they allowed them
yeah.
in, they allowed them in.
So exactly, and that was very upsetting. But the heart of the film was the kids and their relationship, and like
Yeah,
what was really crazy is they had those kids all grown up in the theater with
yeah,
us, and after the
yeah.
film, they were there, and it was like you see them as like little kids, and then you see them all grown up, and it's like holy shit, it's insane because it's a weird dynamic. Like you sit there as an audience, and I have to believe it's like might be uncomfortable as hell for them because you're sitting with an audience and you're just recounting your life, like your early childhood, and what was probably a very traumatic moment for them because
Yeah.
they were a little league team in Chicago and then all of a sudden just became media superstars and then became absolutely hated. But one of my favorite parts of the film, Kevin Shaw, the director, he shines a light on the rival coach who kind of accused them of this
Yeah.
and how like he didn't realize how big of a rabbit hole it would create. It was one of those things where it's like you mention something and you don't really think much of it, but then it becomes a huge. It's like the butterfly effect, you know.
Right.
And he didn't even realize it. But the director gives that guy a lot of spotlight in order to show the nuance of this story, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I kept thinking to myself, like, man, why do I not remember this happening like in real life? Because I
Mm.
think I even spoke to a couple people after that, like clients of mine or whoever, I don't even remember at this point. And they were like, oh, yeah, I remember that. That was a big, like, that was a really big deal where these
Yeah.
kids just, and essentially what they made it to they didn't win. They made it to the finals of the Little League World Series, right?
Well, they didn't win they won like the domestic thing.
Okay.
So the nationals, they didn't win
Nationals.
internationals. Like they didn't.
Okay.
I think they lost to like Korea or something.
Yeah.
They didn't beat them, but they won the national titles. Like they were the best in the United States.
And to be clear for those listening or watching, like, and they essentially had this, this championship stripped from them because they didn't have like, yeah, they weren't in the, basically it's like school districts. It's like they weren't, the easiest way to describe it is like they weren't in the right district to compete or
Yeah,
whatever.
but the
And
parents weren't aware of that.
right, that seemingly nobody was, even
Yeah,
though people were, like the commission or whatever the fuck.
it's
And
just,
they
yeah. It's just one of those
didn't,
situations where it's like it's like a kid's game and it goes this
right.
deep, you know, like it goes this
Yeah.
crazy amount of rules and like you almost think in your head just like let the kids play, like they won and it's over, they're kids, you know. But it's like all these rules and rules and like I get there's rules for a reason, but it makes you think about these systems.
It's like, and the guy that was a whistleblower in a way, it's like he didn't do anything that was really wrong.
No, he just didn't realize the catastrophic effect that it would have.
Right. He pointed out, like, hey, this is kind of not a thing. They shouldn't technically be in it, like pointing it out. But then the way it goes off, like, I actually felt bad for that guy.
I think the movie actually gives him a lot of empathy.
Yeah,
The way
absolutely.
it's shown. It gives everybody in the story empathy, and that's what I like about it. It's not one-sided. This is not it's a documentary that is trying to explore this story in all its nuance.
Yeah.
My only negative of the film is that I'm pretty sure there's a part that's generated AI. There's
I
like
think I remember.
yeah, there's like
It was like,
It's like
Okay.
pretty clearly generative AI, and I don't think it was animated by like animators. I'm like, you couldn't find like a Chicago animator to do that little 20-second thing. I don't know.
We have to have eventually, we should do an episode soon on like just what's happening in the industry right now between the Warner Brothers sale potential,
Yeah.
the AI and whatnot. Like there's like so much shit happening right now.
It's
Like, yeah.
crazy time, especially like for someone who wants to get into the industry. It's like fuck, it's crazy.
I heard the movie theaters are up in arms about the sale of Warner Brothers because apparently Disney, we're going off the rails here, but Disney said we're going to acquire 20th Century Fox, which they did, but we're still going to put out 20th Century Fox movies.
Okay.
And over the years, I read an article where 5 years ago they released like 10, let's say. They're down to like they released like two most recently. So people are nervous that if Paramount buys Warner Brothers, they're just going to become another part of Paramount streaming. They're not going to put out Warner Brothers movies.
It's
So I don't
so
know. It's this
complicated,
AI
man.
thing. It's just slowly creeping up on us. Not even slowly.
No,
Like
it's
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 just
it's
it's
growing
taken
every
over.
day. But
Yeah.
ultimately, what would you give One Golden Summer on the Riff rating scale?
Like an eight.
I'm giving it a 6.
Okay. Well, Jesus Christ. Wow.
I don't think I think that's good. It's a good film. It's a good film.
Eight. Um. So let's move on to if I had legs, I'd kick you.
Yep, that was the next one.
Okay. So this movie, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet for me. Rose Byrne. Rose Byrne should be nominated. So
Agreed.
100%. The way this movie is shot, I'm in love with. I think it's one of my favorite shot films of the year, the way it looks, the way that it just pushes in on all the characters' faces, but especially her, where, and we talked about this. Well, I'm going to get ahead of myself, but the camera goes so in on her that I feel like you can just you're so with her and engaged. You know what she's thinking without her saying it because of the way she's emitting the you can even see the way her hair is getting disheveled at certain scenes, the way that she's stuffing a pizza in her mouth because she just has 3 seconds to eat because her kid is screaming in the other room, even the way that they don't shoot her child until the very end of the movie. You
Yeah,
don't see the young girl. And
it's yeah, it's this idea of like I think in the film faces itself, like faces is like a motif.
yeah,
You know, the different faces that Rose Byrne's putting on as a mother, like the realness, the facade, everything. It's so interesting. What a like beautiful performance from her. It's like every branch and inch of motherhood is shown in this film. You know,
yep.
and I thought it was really powerful. This was definitely one of my favorites. I don't think I'm as high as you, but like because it was one of those movies that didn't really like stick with me. But
Correct.
I really appreciate it. Like I love the cinematography, the fact that it's glued on her face creates this tensity. You get a really interesting dramatic performance from Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
So that was
And
really
Conan's,
that was really
I've
cool.
been a fan of Conan since I'm like 10. So
Yeah, but you
seeing
know
him in the
he's mostly
theater,
known for comedy, but and,
right.
you know he does leave some like dry humor in here. But this is a mostly dramatic role from him,
Yeah.
and that was really cool to see. ASAP Rocky, interesting little note about him again is just that like he's showing up in these films, even like the Spike Lee one, Highest to Lowest, for like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of screen time, and I don't really know what he adds to the film, but he's there, but he's doing a good job, but I still don't know what he really adds. You know,
I feel like he's like this. He's
he represents like the her giving into her vices a little bit, I
her
guess.
skin. I feel like the way he, and this isn't a slight on him, because I feel like you can say this about a lot of different actors, is they're bringing him in to do ASAP Rock, what ASAP Rocky does.
Mm.
Like I haven't seen him do something where I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah,
bringing his calm, cool, cool hand Luke. I don't give a fuck about whatever. He's doing ASAP Rocky shit.
yeah.
Like he hasn't done yet what like who's a rapper who's evolved over the years. I mean, not by his last movie, but like we've seen different shades of like Ice
Mm-hmm.
Cube. Um, like we've seen what Common has brought to movies. Like right now, ASAP is just he's bringing ASAP Rocky,
Mm-hmm.
and it's working for some of these movies. I guess that's what they're. I don't think they're bringing him in and be like, can you give us a little bit of James Spader in this role?
Yeah.
He's doing ASAP Rocky. Yeah.
No, 100%. But what I like about this movie, because if you don't know what this movie really is about, it's kind of about this mother dealing with a housing crisis, her house kind of something falls apart in her house, so she has to move out. So she's living in a motel. Her daughter has what's a rather like mysterious illness
Yeah.
that the movie never really even sheds lights on, other than that she needs a feeding tube. And
And she has a lot of OCDs about food. She doesn't eat certain foods because of certain
yeah,
textures. She's scared of certain things happening. She's got a lot. The daughter also has psychological, not just physical
yeah, it's
issues.
it's not even like fully about motherhood. It's just about like a woman dealing with like the worst 3 to 4 days of her life, the worst week
Yeah.
ever. You know,
And
and
she has a marriage that's also like,
yeah, there's a
you
missing
know,
person. There's a like the husband's yeah, the husband. I'm not gonna say who plays the husband. That was a crazy
why
cameo.
not? Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't want to
That's the
spoil that in
story.
case you don't see it. But
It is my favorite cameo reveal, I think, of the year when he opens the door and I'm like,
you were like, what
oh,
the fuck? Yeah.
like I'm
But
not even like a big fan of the guy. I don't mean in a bad way. I was like, wow, what a reveal.
this movie piqued my interest enough for it was directed by Mary Bronstein, and Mary Bronstein was actually there and introduced the film to us. So that was a really cool experience. She seemed really cool. But if anything, this movie just really makes me interested in her as a filmmaker, and I think her unique voice and the way that she uses filmmaking techniques is such an interesting and like important way to explore like women in cinema, and that I'm excited to see. Like more
This was, oh,
seriously, though.
sorry.
No, yeah, you're good.
This was based on her as well because I listened to her do an interview on The Big Picture recently,
Oh, nice.
and she does have a daughter who I don't think she got into the illness, but like she based Rose Byrne off her. Like that was her
Oh,
reality
okay.
for a while, dealing with a kid who had like physical issues and whatnot. And she did base a lot of that off her. And shout
Wow.
out to was this Neon or A24?
I believe this was A24 that distributed this.
Okay. Like continue like right on A24 and Neon because their names are going to come up another time or two throughout this conversation for continuing to take chances on movies that I don't think they could have possibly expected. We're going to make our money with this one. Like the fact that they're continuing to take chances.
I don't even know how
Um,
well this film did in its little theatrical release.
I think it's still out. Like I think
Yeah.
you could still find some spattering, but like I give them credit because they got to know like, okay, we're not expecting a huge profit on this, but
Yeah.
they're investing in these directors. And then, hey, credit to a big wig like Warner Brothers. They've put out some awesome fucking movies this year that weren't all
They're
IP.
the kings of the box office this year.
Yeah. And not all their movies were IP. But like
It's true.
still, Neon and A24 taking some chances, like right on with them. Like I feel like they're building we're seeing them at these still ground levels building themselves up for much bigger success by taking these chances and whatnot.
Yeah. What would you get? What would you give if I had legs? I'd kick you on the riff
Eight.
rating. 8. I'm at an 8
Sorry,
too.
I'll go with an eight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with an 8. All right. Moving on to the third film we saw. We saw this after on our second night after. If I had legs, I'd kick you. We saw Sisu Road to Revenge, which is the sequel
Let's
to Sisu, which
fucking go.
I didn't even see the first Sisu. I don't believe you did either, right?
No.
It's not important to experience this film. All you need to know about this film is it's essentially Mad Max, but he's killing Russians.
Yep.
That's really all
It's
it is. Yeah. And
Sisu's been popping up in my Instagram feed. Like
yeah,
it's getting its short run like too
I
soon.
think in the first film he was killing Nazis though, if I'm like pretty sure.
Nice.
So I think I literally just think they're just changing up who he's killing. But there is this like Mad Max component of it, and it's very much like Furiosa in that like it was segregated by chapters.
Yeah.
And each chapter just got progressively more batshit balls to the wall insane. You know,
This
there's missiles on trains. There's like motorcycle chases. There's everything you want in this. And to me, I think this film knows what it wanted to do and nails
yep.
it, and that's enough. You know?
This movie is nothing but grunts and one-liners.
Yeah.
Like, and you know this
It's
movie
so
is a video
cheesy.
game.
It's so cheesy.
Like
It is.
this movie is a video game. It's like, you know, you're just hitting all these chapters. You're doing the craziest shit that doesn't make sense in real
It
life.
literally is a video game.
And like the cut scenes is like the bad guy being like, he's here.
Yeah.
Like it is a Cinemark ad before the movie starts, where it's like you're just like I just was waiting for it to be like, don't forget to silence your phones, and he goes back to driving. Like, but I mean that as like a compliment. Like the movie is so off the fucking wall,
Yeah.
but our theater reaction, people were laughing, they were cheering.
It was
I was like
also it was
looking
a
at, yeah,
this was like an hour and a half movie, and it was 10 p.m. and our theater was like, I'm pretty sure mostly like older people.
yeah,
Like we were the two youngest people in that theater, I believe.
yeah. I love seeing an old guy
Yeah.
kick ass.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. I know there's not much to say about this movie. This is a 9 easily for me,
Nice.
just
Wow.
because for what it's going for. Like I could say There Will Be Blood is a 9. Sisu can be a 9. It doesn't mean they're the same on the same level, but for what Sisu's going for, that's why it's like when people do these ratings, it's tricky. Like I'll give Uncut Gems a 9. This movie gets a 9. But again, it's
I
about what this movie's going
I think
for.
it's about what it sets out to do and how well it accomplishes and executes that. But when
Exactly.
I take into the riff rating, I'm also taking into like my personal liking.
Right.
And like this isn't like this is more your type of film than like my film
Yeah.
per se. But I still had a lot of fun with it. I think for what it sets out to do, it fucking nails it. Do I think it goes a little bit over the top sometimes? Yeah, but I had so much fun with it. Like, what I really liked about it is that a lot of the kills in the film are very like original and creative. They aren't
Yeah.
just like bat bullshit kills. Him just shooting people. There's some really fucking creative deaths in this film, and I truly believe this is like the action film of 2025 to see.
Yeah.
We
I
haven't
was trying
seen
to think.
Predator.
I don't know.
We
Badlands is
haven't seen
coming out.
Badlands yet,
Let's
but
go.
this was really cool.
I'm
I
so
enjoyed it.
pumped for
I'd probably
Badlands.
give on my like scale. I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay. I mean, not much to say about it. It's a fun
This
movie.
is a
Like,
very simple movie. Like all you need to like if you can get behind a simple revenge story, you will like this film. If you like batshit insane John Wick action, Mad Max
yep.
action, you'll like this movie. It's just
And I
yeah.
think I think I'm taking into account more and more. And I thought of this earlier this morning because I was up at 3:45 with coffee in my hands, getting ready to work out, and I put Superman on. And I reminded myself that Superman is will make no matter what.
The James Gunn one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, James Gunn. My top 5 movies of this year.
Mm.
Because one thing I'm taking into account more and more is how I felt when I saw the movie, and that attributes to my rating. And like again, Sisu, how I felt, it was fun. I was looking at you, I was looking at the couple next to us. Like that's how Superman made me feel. It made me
Yeah.
feel like that takes into my ratings. Is not just what I thought about the movie, what the movie was going for, but what was my experience like watching it? Like, and
Yeah, what's
Sisu was like,
the emotions that you felt? That's
yeah,
that's what the film festival is all about.
it's a good palate cleanser too when you're coming off of other films that are like just, like I can't wait for Predator Badlands because I just saw Begonia on Sunday this past week. And I know Badlands is going to be like a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be like, let's just watch this
No,
crazy
I've
shit.
actually heard that Begoni's a lot darker than the trailer makes it seem.
110%.
Yeah.
Like, I got the chills. It's going to be in my top 3 probably this year.
Dude,
Um,
I am so excited. I can't wait till our episode on that. I'm so excited to see it. I'm gonna be seeing it soon.
Yeah, and there's no doubt we're looking at an Oscar nom for Jesse Plemons. It's the Jesse Plemons show.
Let's go. I'm excited.
Yeah. So what do we got next? The fucking
So
dry leaf?
our next film was Dry Leaf. This is the most film festival movie that you saw. You
You
like
just do this part. I'm just gonna just stay out of the frame. So you
okay?
can just talk
Okay.
about this.
Bill did not like Dry Leaf. Now Dry Leaf, I forget what. Oh, so this is I believe I could be getting this wrong. I believe it's a German film. I believe it's a German film.
I believe it sucks. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. So essentially, what this is, a sports photographer named Lisa goes missing, and her father and her friend team up together and just go search the countryside, following and retracing her footsteps to find her. And now the thing about this film is, it's 3 hours long, and it was
Yeah.
shot on, I believe, an old like Sony phone.
Something like that. Yeah.
An old phone, so it has that grainy vintage aesthetic look. I like that look. Do I like 3 hours of that look? No, I do not. What this film is basically about is this father retracing the daughter's journey, and essentially they are together, but they aren't. That was kind of the whole message of the thing, and it's supposed to just be a relaxing look into nature and to people's lives and stuff. But if that's not what you're like, this film 1000% has an audience. So what I'm taking into account, like, does it do what it set out to do well? And I think the director set out to make a 3 hour, like, chill nature lo-fi vibes movie. And that's kind of what this is. The score is very lo-fi, just chill, whatever. Oh, and also, also one of the characters is invisible for some reason.
Yep.
Not really explained why. I don't really see the purpose of that other than just like people being invisible and you don't like people that you just overlook. I think the movie was trying to comment on the destruction of nature and people overlooking things. And there's a lot of themes going on here. It's just not for me. And I don't know. I this is a film I got up a lot during it to, you know, go to the bathroom, get more snacks.
I got up voluntarily to leave the theater.
Yeah, no, you did leave the theater. You didn't come back.
Yeah, at the end, I'm like, I didn't have to pee. I'm like, I'm done. I think I had to pee. I looked at my phone. I'm like, there's 8 minutes left, and I chilled outside the theater, and I just
You just
waited for
yeah,
you to
you
come
waited
in.
for me.
And that does not sound like somebody who should be on helping run a movie podcast. So
No,
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest with people. I didn't like it.
it's if the way I describe the movie sounds very appealing to you, and this is the type of thing you like, I genuinely think you'll enjoy this. I think there is 1000% an audience for this film. I know you said the guy who introduced the film said it was his favorite film of the festival.
I wanted to find that guy. He worked for AMC. He was like, because you didn't get there yet, and he was like, he like leaned in. He was like, I'm not supposed to say this, but he goes, this is my favorite movie of the film festival. And I was like, oh, when I went for like piss number two during the movie and I saw him walking, I
You
wanted
just
to
wanted to
squeeze him like
attack him.
Homer Simpson and Bart. Yeah, I mean, this movie has an audience. It's for mental patients and people who are outside 7-Eleven at 2:30 in the morning. So if you're one of those people, I'm kidding.
Uh,
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't even know if this film has a wide release yet. I'm not even sure. I don't even know if this is going to be distributed or picked up or anything. I honestly have no idea if you will even get a chance to see this film. It was directed by Alexandre Kobriedzi, I believe. I could be butchering that, but
Hmm.
I think there's something novel about this idea. I believe there's a grain of something here. It's just not for me. I don't believe it was that good. Unfortunately, like, I want weird experiments in film like this to work. Like, I don't want this to not work and then stuff like this doesn't get made. Like, I like that
Right.
stuff like this is getting made and played at a film festival for an audience of like 40 people. You know, that's dope. Like,
I'm down with that.
but this one just wasn't for me. Definitely wasn't for you. I'd on the riff rating scale.
I saw a couple people get up and leave the theater.
Yeah, no,
Like,
there was
sorry.
an older couple in front of us, like
Yeah,
just kind of
no,
sighed and left.
no offense. And the amount of people I just saw kept getting up, and I don't know if all of them were piss breaks. I
No,
think
no,
people were
some people didn't
literally,
come back.
yeah. Like there was like still shots of trees and leaves for about 3 minutes where I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
I was like, it's a bush.
it was trying to like distort your reality. I believe. I think it was supposed to be like, oh, you're looking at a tree, but it looks like a face because of this filmmaking idea. It is what it is. On the riff rating scale, I'd give this a 1. Unfortunately,
I give it a 1 because it's a movie.
yeah, and it
That's
was
it.
made
Not
and there was
because
novel. I give it. No, I'll give it a 2, just because I do think there's some grain of an idea here. I'll give it a 2. I'll be fair and I'll give it a 2.
it is a grainy idea. Some guy thought I'll make a movie. Everything that came after that was just not for me.
Yeah, unfortunately. But the next film we saw, I'm very high on and I'm very excited to talk about. It was The Secret Agent. What a fucking palate cleanser after Dry
Yeah.
Leaf. Oh my God. This film is led by Wagner Moore. I'll give a little synopsis for you off the letterbox.
Keep talking.
In 1977, Recife, Marcelo, a technology expert in his early 40s, returns in the midst of Carnival to reunite with his son and plot a dangerous escape under the ever-watchful eyes of Brazil's repressive military regime. Brazil's killing it with these films, and the film last year that was really high on was I'm Still Here, and that was about the Brazil military oppression.
I didn't see that movie. Is it?
You didn't specifically. It was specifically that one was specifically set in Rio de Janeiro,
Oh,
and
okay.
so that was really great. Fernanda Torres led that movie; she was incredible. But this film is led by Wagner Moore, and now Wagner Moore is someone who's been kind of rising in my like eyes here. He was a pretty critical role in Civil War.
Yep.
I know he's known for Narcos. My dad watched Narcos. And he said it was
Really?
he said that he's like brilliant in it.
I didn't know he was on Narcos.
Yeah,
I didn't watch
he's
it, but I
like
did
this is
know
that's
that.
what he's known for. Like he's not
Did not
known
know
for
that.
yeah, but his Civil War performance I loved.
Loved it.
He voices the villain in the newest Puss in Boots film, The Last
Oh,
Witch, which that film is bro. What a great animated film that is. My little cousins put that on one day and I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch Puss in Boots. It was riveting. It was like when I watched the first Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse or whatever, Into the Spider-Verse.
whoa, really?
Dude, it is riveting. I'm surprised I never brought that up to you. It's literally we're going off the rails here, but it's literally about Puss in Boots running out of lives and death comes for him. So Wagner Moura plays death.
Wow.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Like it was like a dark idea. But anyways, just saying Wagner Moore is amazing, and this is absolutely, without a doubt, his greatest performance. There's so much nuance here. The score, the weird style. There's like movies in this film. This is the whole idea of the movie's not really about a secret agent. It's about these people who are, these they're being chased essentially by the government, the corrupt politicians and whatnot, and they're kind of like living as like these pseudo orphans, like expats in this house under false identities. They don't even tell each other their real names, and I don't know. The relationships that they were crafting were beautiful. The action, the pulpiness of the film was so fucking cool. It was like you had these two assassins, like a stepson and a father, and they were like, it was so cool, man. And I don't want to give anything else away about this movie because I believe this is coming out
That
soon.
will be out soon.
It's coming out soon. It's being distributed by Neon.
Yep.
Go see this movie. Wagner Moura won at the Cannes Film Festival for his performance. I don't want to overhype it, but it is so riveting.
And he
This is the
plays
opening
multiple
scene of this.
people.
He does play multiple people. Well, that's kind of a
Yep.
spoiler, but
Sorry.
there's there's an opening scene in this. The opening scene of this film. It's like 10 to 15 minutes long. Absolutely riveting filmmaking. It's one of those moments where it's like, oh, I'm in good hands. Like I love moments in movies where you just know you're in good hands, and like whatever ride you're about to go on is going to be good. That's what this is. It's a long film. Again, it's just shy of 3 hours by like 20 minutes, but absolutely, 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 absolutely worth your time and your money. Go see this in theaters.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm not gonna add. Like you summed it. No, honestly, you summed it up.
Yeah,
I'm also gonna be ranting about two movies later,
yeah,
and I will not lie. During The Secret Agent, I was tired as fuck.
you were.
I passed out for like 20 minutes or so, maybe 30.
No, there was
From what?
yeah, there was like a 10-second portion where I fell asleep, and then
Yeah,
you like nudged me, and then I just ate an entire fucking bucket of popcorn, and I was rejuvenated back to life.
you did. I will say, from what I saw, loved it. I will see it when it comes out, or I'll wait for it on VOD. But from what I saw, yeah, I mean, it's a really solid fucking movie. You said
Very
it best.
solid.
There's nothing for me to add, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. The next film that we saw was The Black Phone 2. And if you want to see our full thoughts on that, go watch our episode on The Black Phone 2 and our favorite horror sequels. Really fun conversation. Go check that episode out. After that, we saw a comedy film. Now, this wasn't a part of this
I
one.
do have to get into those two movies, though.
What?
Movies that you didn't see.
That's true. All right. Let me backtrack. And he's gone.
Nope. Oh, sorry. I thought the audio. Um. So, yeah, I have to cover. You weren't with me that day. You were under the weather.
I was sick this day, so you got to see
Yeah.
two films without me.
I saw a movie called Surat, which will be out this month, I believe. And I saw The Voice of Heen Rajiv, which I also think is due out this month for limited releases.
I'll look it up while you're talking.
I believe so, yeah. Should have done that homework, sorry. So these movies, yeah, I saw them without you, and I kept telling you, I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to rub this in. In my opinion, the best movies of the film festival for me, far and away. Surat, I don't really. I actually, I shot a reaction to that movie, like because I was like, I need to talk about this movie right now. Let's put it this way: Dry Leaf is a movie about a guy who wants to find his daughter. Surat is essentially about that as well. This older man, probably in his 60s, with his son, who I'd say is no older than 12, go to find his daughter. Now, she also, just like the daughter in Dryleaf, did not leave like and or I'm sorry, get kidnapped or something shady happened. She left under her own volition, but they haven't heard from her. She's in her 20s, she is an adult, but he's concerned. So he goes to, I believe it is this canyon in like South Africa, I'm pretty sure, where he knows she's at this rave, this crazy rave where they're in the canyons. It's just, and the music is awesome.
I've heard it. The
I'm not even
score is
into
insane.
EDM
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck, but he goes there, and while this is happening, they're in a state of emergency. So everybody's got to move. So the cops come, they're like, you guys got to go. So essentially, uh, like five or six people from this gigantic rave were like, fuck the state of emergency. We're going to the next rave. Because there's like a rave after rave taking place throughout like the country, I guess, or the land that they're in. And the father tagged along with them. And at first they're like, all right, fine, come along, essentially. I'm not going to say too much there because I can't. There's a relationship, that a bond that grows between this guy and these kids that are also his daughter's age. And they're helping him, like he's in this ratty van, they're in these big trucks. They're helping him get across the way. They're forming this relationship. Where this movie goes is not predictable.
You said it has like a crazy turn, right?
You can say, just like I did, or any of us would, I see where this is going. No, this movie takes two turns that are implanted into my brain, where like I have the goosebumps thinking about two scenes where I remember sitting there and I went, oh, no, no. And I remember people reactions, and I actually remember leaning forward and squeezing my chair. And I was like, no, 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 no. Okay. And I'm like, and that stuck with me. And then 20 minutes later, this huge thing happens. And I'm like, okay, this is happening, and it didn't feel gratuitous. You can't call it. Maybe you can call one, but you cannot call where this movie goes. It is fucking insane. And I've been telling everybody, you need to see this movie. It is a beautiful film. The music is awesome. The way it's shot is awesome. And the story is wild.
Yeah.
Like it is wild with a jump scare just because of the sound design, like in Warfare. Like there's a jump scare that made me like leave my seat for a second just because the sound design just just hits you in your chest. Um, the other movie I saw,
What would you give Surat rough
oh,
rating?
Sarat, I think on Letterbox. Oh no, I didn't do Letterbox yet. I'll give it a 9.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the second movie, I'll keep it quick. The Voice of Heen Rajib, back-to-back emotional films. It made me um, feel maybe harder than I felt in a theater this year.
This is based on a true
Uh,
story, right?
Based on true story. In 2024, this little girl, she was 6 years old, I believe. She was with parts of her family, not like her mom and dad, but she was with cousins and an aunt and uncle. They got caught in the crossfire in Gaza. And I'm going to cut to the chase essentially, but she ends up on the phone with the Red Cross. And they play the actual audio of the real little girl who was like, why can't you just save me? Why can't you just save me? And they have an ambulance that is only 8 minutes away. But you see that it's not as easy as like, go ahead, get him. They have to get clearance from the Red Cross. Can we send the ambulance? Is it safe? Because there's firing going on. There's a war going on, essentially. And this one guy is like fighting with um, his higher ups, like 8 minutes. That's all it took. And we're in like the 10th hour. And this girl is screaming. She's crying. She wants her family. And they do something in the film. And one of the actresses and one of the producers, Odessa Ray, was there. This is also a movie that was produced by Brad Pitt and Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
They saw the movie at a film festival, I believe it was, and they said this movie needs to be seen by a bigger audience. And they do something in the film that I don't think I've ever seen on film. And I'm just going to say what it is and mildly spoil this for people because it's not going to ruin the plot of the film. I just want people to know it's something to watch out for. The actress that was in attendance, and I cannot remember her name right now, she played a member of the Red Cross who was there that night throughout this horrific night of trying to rescue this girl. They show her on the phone with the girl's mother saying, "We're doing everything we can," like the actress. They cut in with actual footage of the real woman on the phone with the mother. And they do this thing where, if you can
That is
understand this,
rough.
here's like, I can't, I'm here. People are listening to this right now. They essentially hold a cell phone up to the screen. You see the footage of the real woman behind her. You then see the actress, and they're essentially they're showing a reenactment with the real footage. There was people in the theater crying. You can hear a pin. It was the most silent movie I've ever been in, meaning like the reaction when the theater when the lights came on,
Yeah.
you can just hear a pin drop. Like the guy next to me was completely in tears. It might have hit him a little more because I do believe he was Muslim. So, or forgive me if I had that wrong, but like he was, I could, it was hitting him hard. By the end of the film, I was in tears. You could just hear people crying, and the lights
Yeah.
came up, and I feel like people wanted to clap, but nobody can do it.
No, it's more like a
After,
funeral at that point, you know?
and I want to say what happens.
Yeah.
You find out clearly what happens after the movie when Odessa Ray and the actress came up. Then it got everybody was clapping. This movie's powerful. 100% go see it. This is and the performances are amazing. Um, this is like another nine, if
Okay.
not a 10.
Nice.
Yeah. So go on.
So then and by the way, just so anyone listening knows, Surat's theatrical release date is limited, but it is November 14th when it comes out. And Voice of Hind Rajiv is December 17th, 2025.
Dude, you got to see these movies. If
I
you
know.
can see them out
I'm
there.
going to see them. It's
Oh my
high,
God.
very high on my list. But the next film that we saw, the next two films that we saw weren't actually part of the film festival.
Right.
Well, I guess it was Black Phone next, and then we saw that, check that episode out, and then it was Good Fortune and After the Hunt. Good Fortune being Aziz Ansari's directorial debut. He's that stand-up comedian. A lot of people don't like this guy, from what I know. But
He got caught up in a Me Too thing.
yeah, what did you think of this film? It stars Seth Rogen, Aziz himself, and Keanu Reeves.
I loved it.
Yeah,
Um, I thought this movie was fun, and I actually thought it was genuinely a really good comedy.
yeah,
Like it was, Keanu Reeves does this, and I don't mean this in a bad way. He's doing this very like cardboard, like very stoic, like type of
it's
performance.
sterile, dry comedy. You know?
Yes, and but it works so well.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, this is a movie essentially where, this like Keanu Reeves plays an angel who's trying to be, kind of move up in rank
yeah.
because he's just an
He
angel
wants
who,
to help a lost soul. That was what it
right?
was.
Because right now he's just protecting people from getting into car
Yeah.
accidents from texting. That's like his job as an angel.
No, literally, the synopsis on Letterboxd is: a well-meaning but rather inept angel named Gabriel meddles in the lives of a struggling gig worker and a wealthy capitalist. The gig worker being Aziz, and the wealthy capitalist being Seth Rogen.
So it's for I thought it was fun. I thought it was a
Yeah,
fun movie. It was
the
an
little
easy 90 minutes.
the cute little angel wings on all their backs.
It was an easy 90, I think 90 minutes. And it was just like a fun, cute movie. Like obvious message what they were going for, nothing we haven't really seen before. But it really like that's the way I just put it. It was a fun movie. I laughed a lot.
Yeah.
Like
I
and
thought it was a
cool
great.
theater
I thought it was a
experience.
great ode to gig workers, to people who were working in the Uber driver space and the DoorDash space, and any of those spaces. Like this film really gives love to them, and that was probably my
Yeah.
favorite part about it. Obviously, seeing Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen banter go back and forth, I could eat that shit up any day of the week. This is just an average comedy. I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's anything too crazy, but the messaging, and I appreciate Aziz's directing for the most part. It's very simple, very simple.
Yeah.
But it's clever. It is clever in a sense to have the idea of angels and seeing that, and Sandra Oh makes a nice little cameo, and I love
Yep.
seeing her in things. It was just a good time. Like, I can't complain, but I can't like rave about it too much. It was pretty good.
What's your rating for it?
I'd give it a 6.
Okay, I'm giving it a 7.
Nice.
The theater reaction was fun too. We had a few people who had really good
Oh, there
laughs.
was someone behind us who had a really good laugh.
Oh man, she sounded like a good time.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was really funny. But we did see After the Hunt next, and this was Luca Guadagnino's next film. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit biased. I'm an absolute sucker for Luca's films. I love,
I know.
love, 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 love his films. Especially, I know it's kind of recency bias, but I really liked Queer. The style, the story, the acting, the direction, and Queer. Every single specific choice made in that movie, I fucking adored. That movie was awesome. I really want to rewatch it. Obviously, Challengers, I think that's one of the most fun movies to come out in a very long time. I mean, brilliant. So good. This is a bit different. I mean, obviously, in Lucas films, there's this aura of sexuality and horniness and this sex. Like, sex looms over his films. Horniness
Yeah.
looms over his films. And what's interesting about this film is it's tackling college campus sexual assault.
Hmm.
And the she said, he said, did they not of it all. And I can read the synopsis. A college professor finds herself at a personal and professional crossroad when a star pupil levels an accusation against one of her colleagues, who she has a very close relationship with, and a dark secret from her own past threatens to come to light. And
Do you know our favorite reviewer tore this movie to shreds?
Sean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Him
and
and a man, yeah, tore.
I
And I mean, this movie's not getting much love. I feel like you and me are the only people who like this movie.
yeah, and that is the way to say I like this movie. I don't love this movie. Where it comes from as a Luca film, I'm a bit disappointed. I
Mm.
do think it drags, and what I think the biggest issue with this film is the screenplay. That's where this movie fumbles for me. It's overly long, overly complicated, and doesn't say anything too profound about this whole idea of college campus sexual assault that she said, the
Yeah.
the break, like, someone being caught in the middle of that, having that moral conundrum. It doesn't really say anything new or unique about it. What you're here for and what you should see this film for is, Julia Roberts' performance.
That's
Like,
the highlight of the movie for me.
I mean, Andrew Garfield.
Her,
Andrew Garfield tears up the little bit of screen time that he has, but Julia Roberts, holy fuck, this is an amazing performance. This is like screen power that I have not seen in a very long time. She fucking commands the screen.
like Rose Byrne, I think this is another one coming out of the film festival. I was like, this has to be a nomination.
Yeah,
I would put Andrew Garfield for supporting because
yeah, yeah.
when he is there, he like his presence lingers over the movie.
That's what I was gonna
But
say. His
then,
performance is so good that you feel his presence linger.
yep. But then when he's on screen, I mean, I don't know. For me, he ruled. Like,
I
and
also
when him and Julia Roberts are
go
going
back and
back and
forth.
forth, the tension in the diner, the tension when he's in her apartment, like the tension when even
Ooh,
it's them, but there's people around them, but you can feel the energy
great
between their
call to
two
bring up the
characters.
diner scene. You have a scene of Andrew Garfield talking about what happened, his side of the story, but he's eating while it's happening, and it was very much shot like the Substance eating scene, where it's like, oh my god, it's so gross. That's what was
That's right.
happening here. Clear intent stylistically there, but
And the idea that like this, and we're guys, obviously, but like the I think showing the disgusting potential power of this man who he's
yeah,
like, yeah, he could just eat while he's talking about rape.
yeah, and like
Like, he could just
we don't
chow down on those wings.
and this is a bit of a spoiler, so you skip the next like 10 seconds, but they don't actually tell you what happened. This movie stays away from that. This is more about
Yeah.
the moral conundrum that Julia Roberts is caught up in. And I think, to not tell us, it's a choice, and I think that leaves it a little bit interesting. But that also, unfortunately, in my opinion, makes the movie not have a lot to say. It doesn't give the movie a lot to say, you know.
Hmm.
And I think you can make some conclusions about what happened based on Garfield's performance and some other things that he does in the film.
I think you can, but at the same time,
But you never
it
know.
the way that our girl, is it Io Edeberry? Why can't I ever?
Yeah, I never.
Okay. At the same time, and this might piss some people
She
off,
takes advantage
like
of that situation.
there's things about what she's doing that would, and the way she's going about would lead me to believe I don't know how truthful she's being either.
Yeah.
Like she's being truthful, I definitely think so, but I'm like, I'm thinking there's something going on here that I don't fully trust
Well,
her.
the movie clearly shows that she's taking advantage of this situation
Right.
to every possibility. And I think the main issue of what really doesn't work, and this is the screenplay again, is I don't think this movie really knows what it wants to fully be about.
I
Because you
agree
have
with that.
Julia Roberts that has this really dark secret that eventually comes to light, but that doesn't really have much to do with the actual plot of the film and the moral conundrum that she was kind of caught up in.
Yeah.
So it feels a bit disconnected. I do think this is the Luca film that most recently has not a lot going for it. I don't think much of it really works. What really works is the filmmaking style from Luca and the performances. That is what this movie is worth seeing for. Don't expect anything crazy screenplay or story wise. It's not here. I think it's very overly long for what you get in the end.
I did enjoy it though.
But
The ending scene
no,
is very
it's
weird to
pretty.
me.
It is a weird, very weird epilogue, but
Yeah.
it's pretty. The filmmaking is really cool. There's a lot of POV shots of faces that I loved, and it makes it feel very intimate. But I just don't think this rises to the highs of Challengers and Queer, unfortunately. And I think this is one that you could just wait to see at home if you're a big Luca fan. And I think again, I like this film. I don't love it.
It's not really doing well anyway.
No,
It's had a very small release. It's not
hard movie
making
to
money.
market too.
It hasn't even been marketed.
Yeah, I feel like it really hasn't. And you know what the issue was? Queer wasn't either.
That's true. I
They
Challengers was
really,
marketed out the ass,
yeah, they
but
really kind of push these films under the rug, which sucks because Luca's style is what I love.
yeah.
I love Luca's style.
And now the final movie.
Well, let's rate this
Oh,
one.
oh, I'm sorry. I'll give it a seven. Do, 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 do.
I'm between a 6 and a 7.
I was
I'm
feeling that. I'm like, he's going six.
I'm gonna go 6. Yeah,
Yeah,
I do think again this is a film that I just like. I don't love, and I do think there's a lot that doesn't work with it, unfortunately.
yeah,
Now that I was much higher when I first saw it. Now that it's marinated and I've had like a lot of time to think about it, it is what it is,
yeah. Coming out of it, we were pumped. I was like, "Yo, that fucking
And I
movie
think it was
ruled."
mostly because Robert's screen presence and performance is so uplifting and powerful.
I agree. Now, our last movie, right? Then we're going back to the film festival was La Grazia.
La Grazia. So this was
That's right.
this was in the international competition, like The Secret Agent. It is directed by Paolo Sorrentino, and I'll read the synopsis for you guys, just so you guys have a little idea of what this film is about.
I'm sorry, I didn't put any tail of the tapes together for this. I just didn't realize we were going to do that.
No, and it's cool. I got it. Just because
Yeah,
we're
thank you.
moving through so many movies, it's cool.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't realize. I didn't even think.
President Mariano de Santos' term is coming to an end. Despairingly nicknamed Cemento Armato, which means reinforced concrete, for his intractable nature and overly careful approach to politics. Essentially, he can't make any decisions. He has grown lonely in the echoing halls of the presidential palace, mourning the loss of his wife, and he begins listening to hip-hop. Before returning to civilian life, DeSantis must make a series of bold decisions, a pair of presidential pardons, and a groundbreaking policy bill that will cement his legacy. Sounds a little weird of a movie, right?
Yeah.
A little kooky. This is my favorite film of the festival. It's neck and neck with
Really?
Secret Agent. This is the film that resonated with me the most. And
Wow.
what really rocked me with this film was the fucking awesome. Well, there's two things. Three things: the style, incredible. It's like you have this Italian presidential theme in this palace where the president lives, but it has like a hip hop punk rock rhythm to it and how it moves. It's these
The
old
music was
guys in
dope.
politics, but it's like
Yeah,
why does the movie have like a hip hop theme? Like
yeah.
it's aggressive. It's like punky, and I really like that. And the performance. Oh, let me look up this actor's name because I gotta shout him out. This lead performance was incredible, dude. Tony Servillo, who I believe works with Sorrentino a lot.
Okay.
His performance as his president is absolutely beautiful. There's I resonate with two things about his character. This inability to make decisions. He's very much stuck in this place, and it's because he can't get over the loss of his wife. He kind of believes that there's no point to anything, so he becomes overly careful, and it's represented by a couple different things. He is a dying horse in the palace, in the stables, and he
That
can't
was
kill it.
rough.
He can't kill it.
Yeah.
And it's all symbolism for him not being able to let his wife go. And by the end of the film, how it all comes together, the decisions that he makes, the way that his yearning for his lost wife is unfolding, I just really resonated with that. The love that he has for his wife, how deeply in love and yearnful he is as a man. I thought it was very interesting to show a man in politics in our current landscape of the United States and even internationally. I thought it was very interesting to show a man in politics, a very old man with so much like love and this nature of this yearning nature. This movie just really resonated in me. That style, the performance, and really how the story unfolds. I mean, nothing much really happens, but it's just there's layers, and there's a knockout of an ending scene, or a scene that's close to the ending that is a knockout. Like, I was crying. It got me.
Yeah, I don't think I've been with you when you've cried during a movie.
No, you were kind of asleep during this one,
I
so
was, yeah.
yeah,
Here I go again with. So you missed a couple movies, and I took naps during a couple
yeah. So it
movies.
kind of balances out.
Yeah, like but I mean, to be fair, that was the fourth movie that day,
It was.
and
We
it
watched a
was
lot of movie.
and it was nothing against Legrazia. I was just at one point, my head was just bobbing, and I'm just like, I can't do it, and then my head just went to the side, and like that was
Yeah.
it. And yeah, I woke up for the very end, and you were like, you were blown away by it. I knew you were going to see the secret. I knew you were going to say the Secret Agent and Legrazia. I didn't think you'd say that was your favorite film of the festival.
Yeah, it just ended up being it. I think
Yeah.
it's I don't know if it's like the best film of the festival. I maybe argue that The Secret Agent is a better film. This is just personally the one that resonated with me the most.
Yeah.
Like, I found The Secret Agent probably to be the most riveting. This is a very slower film, but what compromises it? It compromises with that like punk rock attitude.
It
You
is very
know,
cool, the music. Like I noticed like there were scenes where like they would cut to him
the music
smoking
or the style, yeah.
and there'd be this beat like boom, doom, 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 doom,
Yeah,
or
and
whatever
the
it was.
shots of him like with the lighter, it looks so cool.
It was
It was
very cool.
very cool. But just so anyone listening knows, this film is going to be having a release date in the U.S. and Canada of December 5th. So please go check this one out. If it sounds like it's up your alley, it will be up your alley. I found it very romantic, and it just resonated with me heavily. So I'm going to give La Grazia a 9.
I'm not. I don't know if I should really give it a rating because I didn't see
Yeah.
the whole thing.
No, that's fair.
One to piggyback as we wind down here, we were saying how people should go see La Grazia, The Secret Agent, support these films like Sarat and Heen Rajiv. While we're at it, a movie is winding down in theaters as we speak. If not, it's done, and we'll talk about it on a future episode. Is people should try to get out and see a movie like Shelby Oaks.
Yes,
Um,
please, please.
I mean, I saw the movie already. There's some things I really liked about it. There's some things that were but I mean, as you said, this was a Kickstarter film. It's a guy who was a YouTuber slash
Chris Stuckman,
podcaster,
yeah, is a
Chris
YouTuber.
Stuckman. Like the movie's not perfect, but I listened to a couple other guys review it too, and I'm going to steal what they said. For a first time movie, this is really fucking impressive.
Yeah.
It's
He
not
clearly has he
reinventing.
clearly has a talent.
Yeah, it's not reinventing the wheel on horror. I wasn't in love with it. It did freak me out a couple times, but I could be a big pussy during horror movies, so maybe that's not saying much.
I think I'll be
But
a good litmus test if it
yeah,
freaks me out.
I get creeped out a little bit, but ultimately the movie wasn't scary. But while it's out, if you can go see Shelby Oaks,
Please go
if you like
support
horror,
independent film.
yeah, let
I
this
mean,
movie do well enough.
it already made a lot of money, but
Did it?
well, compared to its budget, oh yeah,
Good.
tenfold.
I always loved that. Like, I think isn't Paranormal Activity one still the most profitable movie of all
It
time?
might be. I will. We get yeah. I think adjusted with inflation. I gotta see, but in our Shelby Oaks episode, we'll talk about the budget and how much
Yeah,
it
we'll
made.
get into that. Yeah,
Yeah.
an interesting film that I'll say right now. It does. Oh no, I don't want to say it because you haven't seen it. But there's a cool stylistic. I'll be curious when you see it. I'm so glad I didn't say that out loud. There's a cool stylistic thing that this movie does that I don't know if I've seen a movie that makes this one choice. The
Hmm.
way it's shot, where I was like, "Oh, this is what the movie's doing," and it's a pleasant surprise. And I'd be curious
Okay.
when you see it. It's a stylistic choice of the way it's shot, but if anything else, just go see this movie.
Yes.
It is fun, and I will say it's worth seeing in theaters. I can tell you, you can wait for this one. Is that the truth? Yeah, but at the same time, like as a movie, can you wait for it? Sure, you can. But is it worth seeing in theaters? Also, yeah.
Yeah. If you're a big fan of independent cinema and just the film head in general, I think
Yeah, it's
it's
like 87 fucking minutes or something. Like
yeah.
and you're out. So
I like to watch movies that are like guerrilla filmmaking. Like you can feel
yeah.
the guerrilla like hard work put into it. That's really dope.
And there's an actor, not an A-lister, who pops up and I'm like, oh, like they got a name and he's got
Well,
like one
Mike
scene.
Flanagan was attached to the project, so
True. Like they got there is a bit of a name in there. Not a name that like if it's not a name, it's a face you've seen in about 300,000 movies.
yeah.
And when he popped up, I went, "Oh shit.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
we have like somebody with some chops in this. No offense to the actors, I don't mean that in a
Oh,
bad way, but we have somebody with some credentials in this film. You'll know exactly who it is when you see him.
awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. But overall, I had a great time at the Chicago International Film Festival. I'm definitely gonna go again next year. It was great having you come out to Chicago and just experiencing that. It was so much fun.
it's fun.
And I really can't rave about how good of a time I had. And obviously there was movies that disappointed us, movies that we were enthralled by. But at the end of the day, if any of these films sound interesting to you or a sliver of interest in it, go watch it, go seek it out. Even Dry Leaf. If Dry Leaf rocks your boat, it rocks your boat. Not us,
Yeah,
but
no, that's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah,
it is the truth. So if any of these sound interesting, please go support them.
absolutely. So,
All right.
all right, everybody. Well, hit that like, subscribe, share, comment, 5-star reviews, and please, more than anything, word of mouth, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all that.
Absolutely. Go check out our last episode on the Black Phone. Great episode. I really love that conversation. Please go check that out.
Yeah, and if people want to like ever change up, if you're listening audio, check out the video.
Yeah,
The
check out the
last
video. I think it adds
one,
a lot more character.
I know people, I got friends of mine who watched the video one and they
Yeah.
like it because they see our reactions. In the last one, I tried to get creative with my little horror setup.
Oh
In
God,
this
yeah.
one, we're wearing our film festival shirts. Your room is like shiny tonight.
It is. It is.
It's like, why is this like, what's going on? Like your headphones are like glistening.
It's like the lights.
I thought those lights were always on.
I guess they are, but everything's just shiny tonight. I don't know what it
Everything
is.
is like popping. You look like you're in fucking If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
That's what I was going for, by the way.
Yeah, like you're in a Luca movie right now. So,
I hope not. I'm gonna get fucked then.
all right, everybody, thanks for joining us and stay tuned for some reviews coming up of some of the
Yes,
biggest films
yes.
out right now and then some.
Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.